Well, hi there. This is Ray Glasser speaking from Cleveland, Ohio, with a quick look at Windows Vista, which is the current Microsoft operating system, which began, I think, in early 2007. On the last day of 2007, I got a new computer, a Gateway at Best Buy. It's, I guess, still a current model, and I'm really happy with it. So I thought I would show some of the new things that we have in Windows Vista. This is my desktop, and this whole desktop is actually a photograph of a Florida sunset that my good friend in Florida took a long time ago, and I've always kind of liked it. Besides, I can see my icons and the printing really, really well. One thing that's new, I can start off right from the top. Down the bottom we have, for the start, a circle over here instead of the square that you're used to in Windows XP. So that's one thing that's different. The look of the desktop is pretty much the same. You can move these icons anywhere you want. Now, let's go into some of the new things in Windows Vista. I have all these windows open at the bottom, right along the bottom of the screen here, which I hope you can see. And in Windows XP and a 98, if you put the mouse over the little windows, you get a little text message telling you the title of that window, no matter what it might be. In Vista, you actually get a small thumbnail image of that window, which is kind of neat. And it's in real time. Well, hi there. This is Ray Glasser speaking from Cleveland, Ohio. Very common sight to me. But anyway, this is showing what is on that window. And it's in real time. You can actually see the movement in Windows Media Player. And if I try to reload this page, you can actually see it on the bottom as it loads, which is kind of cool. So you can actually see what's doing in any open window, even if you're doing something else, which is kind of nice. Now this is what Outlook Express has become, which I've always used for email. It's now called Windows Mail, but it is Outlook Express. The look of the page is exactly the same, and the interface and everything else are identical to Outlook Express. So no surprises here, just a name change. The control panel has changed drastically. There we go. There we go. This is showing an external hard drive, which I call the LaCie because that's the brand name, and you can see what's on it. Again, very similar to XP, a little bit different, but pretty much the same thing. All right. The control panel has changed quite a bit. There's a lot of new icons in the control panel. One that's missing, well, actually it's been renamed, is the one called Add and Remove Programs. It's not here under that name. Let's see. I haven't used it in quite a while. Programs and Features is what it's now called. If you double-click on Programs and Features, there you go. To uninstall or change a program, etc., etc. That's how you do it. And then we can go back. One thing that's also new is one called Personalize, which is right over here somewhere. Okay, Personalize. Double click on this one, and this is kind of different. This is where your display settings are, and these things right here. See if I can zoom in for you there. This is under Personalize, which used to be under Display. Now it's, again, just got a different name. So the control panel has a lot of differences. There's also one called Performance Information. Double click on that. And this is all brand new. This is all new. This is called Performance Information and Tools in the control panel. And here's something else that's new in Vista. These three things up here, which I think were squares in XP and 98, they're now rectangles, and they glow when you put the mouse over them. They do the same thing as before, just minimize, maximize, and of course close out, but these things glow. And something else, the scroll bar also glows. Again, this has a lot of features of the Macintosh computer. You can see what happens when I just mouse over the scroll bar. Even the top one glows a light blue, which I think is kind of neat. Okay, so that's the control panel. Let's go back. And that's that. Now, Windows Explorer has also changed. There's some new things on here. For example, over here on the left, in the column that shows your folders, you now have your name. And under your name are certain things, some of which used to be in My Documents. For example, music, My Documents is in there. Pictures, searches, videos, this is all under your name. And here's something else that's kind of Mac-like. Instead of the plus and minuses, we now have arrows, kind of like the Apple computers. Points straight across to the right or down when something's opened up. So this is all changed. And by the way, if you minimize desktop, there's nothing below it. Everything now falls under the desktop. And there's everything else that you're used to. My Documents is still here. And when you go in the search mode, it defaults to My Documents. Okay. Now here's something that's also kind of cool. The top is kind of semi-transparent. You can actually move this around, which is kind of neat. You can kind of see through it to the desktop, because this is like the current window that's open. Now if you maximize it, that transparency goes away, and of course you can't move it. And again, these buttons at the top glow, which I think is kind of cool. And that's how you can shift around this whole box. Let's put it back in the center and open this thing up. Here's something that's kind of neat. It's from when you go to copy a file. Let's go into My Computer, and I now have the LaCie F drive. Go to the desktop. If I want to move something over to my outboard hard drive, let me zoom in a little bit. This is what it looks like. If I want to say I want to move this file over to all my YouTube videos, you get a quick thumbnail, and you get this when you copy it. It's just a status bar showing how long you have left and the size of the file. And of course I want to undo that, so I just do undo copy. And it's going to put it back eventually. Okay? Now here's something else that's kind of neat. I have downloaded the newest version of Real Player. I think it's 11. Now when I go to any YouTube page, look what I now get. It's only there for a split second. Download this video. And if I click this, I actually get a box that I'm downloading this to Real Player, which is really cool. You can download any YouTube video to Real Player if you have the current version of Real Player installed. It's the free version. And this is really neat. This works for almost any web page that has a video on it, not just YouTube. I think it works with AOL video and God knows what else. I'm going to X this out because I don't really want to do this right now. There we go. All right, what else do I want to show? Oh yeah, the search mode. Let's go into this again. If I want to say I want to search for a song, let's go in the 1960s. These are some songs I have in my LaCie drive, which shows you right up here the path of where I'm at. Sorry, I'm kind of tilted here, but I'm real close to the computer. If I want to search for something, this has got a really, really cool search mode. The search is up here on almost every Windows Explorer screen. If I just type in, that's how fast it searches. Let me give you the whole page again, because this is like really cool. It's almost too fast. Say I want to search for a song by the Beatles, and I'm going to type real slow the word Beatle. Watch what happens. See how fast this changes? Don't know how I got that. I went to Google somehow. That's interesting. Well, anyway, I think you get the idea. This is a really, really fast search mode. So that's kind of neat. All right. What else can we show here? Oh, here's something that's kind of unique. If you install a program that you used to use with XP, a lot of them will work. Some of them won't. Some of them need updates from Microsoft. But for the most part, I found that the programs that I had in XP do work. If you try one that is an XP program, for example, this defrag that I downloaded, you double click it, here's what happens. This is kind of unique. I've got too many windows open. The whole screen turns dark except for this middle box right here. And it says an unidentified program wants to access your computer. And you have two choices, cancel or allow. I'm going to allow it. And there we are. It opens up. So that's kind of unique. Let me get rid of this thing. When you try to use a program that worked on XP, but it's not really made for Vista. So that's kind of interesting there. Let's see. Oh, here's something else that's kind of interesting with regards to YouTube. If I try to upload a video, that means I've lost my internet connection again. If I try to upload a video on YouTube, this is very interesting, the way this works. Let's see now. Let's just do a simple test video just to save time. This is kind of rough to do with a microphone and then a microphone and the tripod, so give me a little time here to get this going. Okay, now this is interesting. Now I'm using Mozilla Firefox, by the way. I don't use Internet Explorer, it's just too slow. This is the newest version of Mozilla Firefox. If I go to the first upload page on YouTube and I want to pick a video to upload, I hit upload video. It will stay on this page and not upload it. It says connecting. It will stay connecting for hours without uploading. What I have to do is go to this link here where it says click here. And now this is the next upload page where again I can browse, pick my video, open it up and upload, and it actually starts to work. Don't know why. I think this is a Firefox thing because I don't go through this when I do use Internet Explorer. So I think it's just a Firefox anomaly, as it were. Okay, so anyway, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to get out of this. Just go to my home page, I guess. There we go. Here's something else that's kind of new in Vista, and this to me, this is my particular favorite feature of Vista. We're down here on the taskbar, and this is a little thing called Switch Between Windows. And let me open this thing up and show you what this does. This is really neat. You hit Switch Between Windows, you get this cascading view of all your open windows, and by hitting your arrow keys on the keyboard, you can flip through them. It doesn't matter if you use left and right or up and down keys. It doesn't matter at all. And they're all in real time, by the way. And it even shows you the desktop as well. Now I have all these windows open. Here's the desktop. And supposedly, if you mouse on this page, this is the page that you get. I say supposedly because it doesn't always work. But that's a computer for you. And as you can see, we have this Windows Media Player going in real time now that I got it going. This is why Vista needs so much memory. It has a lot of things going on at once, and I think it requires, 2 gigs of memory to really work well. Now here's something else that is part of the control panel that I use a lot. This is called the Network and Sharing Center. And what this shows is your connectivity to the internet. Since I've had so many problems in the last few months with my internet connection, I kind of have this on my desktop as a shortcut so I can go to it any time. If the internet connection coming into my house is broken, which you saw a while ago, there'll be an X there. If between the modem and my computer it's broken, I'll have an X over there, so I can see if I'm online or offline. And this is kind of neat. Now this screen's actually showing that I'm offline for a change. This is why I'm getting rid of Roadrunner the last week of February of 2008. See that big X between internet and network right there? That means I'm offline. And this has been happening at least once every half hour for the last 4 days here in the middle of February of 2008. So this is why I'm getting rid of Roadrunner. Too many headaches, too unreliable, too unstable, and it's ridiculous. Now when this X goes away, which it should momentarily, I'll be back online. There it goes. And now I can get to websites again. Oh yeah, one last thing I want to show. Down here, we go to all these little icons in the taskbar. There's one over here that is really cool. This is something new now. This is called the Windows Sidebar. And this is one of the first things that I saw that's new in Vista that I thought is cool as hell. If you activate the Windows Sidebar, you get this. These are called gadgets, and they can go over any window or over the desktop. This comes with the clock, and you can change the style of clock. And you can download these from Microsoft. Now I downloaded this. This actually shows you your RAM usage as well as the usage of both cores. Now this is a dual core computer, and this shows you the usage of not only each core but the RAM as well. And here is the weather forecast, which is kind of neat. And if you mouse over this and you right click on it, you get these choices. Let's go to Add Gadgets and see what happens. Oh, here we go. Now this page has come up right over Windows Media Player. You can go to all these different gadgets and add them and have them on your desktop or anything that you want. Multimeter, headlines, currency. This is really, really neat. This is page 1 of 2. Here's some more that you can get. Weather report, a speed test. This is just great. Let's add the speed test. Let's add it. And all of a sudden, whoa, there it is. We now have a speed test up here. This is something new now. I just added this. Not doing anything, but at least it's there. Let me show you also how the RAM is increased when I go to open up Studio, which is my video editing program. Now you see it just turned red. I'm using a lot of memory or whatever to load this program, which is loading right there. You can see that's just increased. Now it's gone down. Oh, okay. Now we have a bar graph up here, which is almost spiked when I loaded Studio, which is underneath. Here's a Studio interface, and of course the Windows sidebar is still up here, showing a graph of my CPU and RAM usage. Very interesting. Very interesting. One last thing I want to show, and here is a real short clip showing you what happens when you lose internet connectivity. As you'll see in a couple seconds, you're going to get a different page here where it says connection has been reset, and guess what? It's reset, which means I went offline. This again is in Mozilla Firefox, not in Internet Explorer. So that shows a little bit about Windows Vista and what it looks like and how it differs from Windows XP. This is Ray Glasser on Sunday, February 17th of 2008. See you next time. Bye-bye.